IBS, bloating, migraines, psoriasis, tiredness and arthritis are all symptoms of chronic inflammatory disease. Now 45% of people in Britain and millions of people across the world suffer from this at some point in their lives. But now new research shows that it could be caused by what you're eating. Well, I'm joined by Dr. Hilary Jones. Doctor, what is this all about?
Well, earlier in the year, in 2009, we're talking about, scientists found a direct link between the foods we eat, our diet, and inflammation in tissues of the body. They found inflammation as a result of certain food allergens causing problems with joints, with skin, and with other areas. And they think that there may be a very direct correlation between what we're eating on an everyday basis, whether it's raw food or processed food, and common conditions such as psoriasis, irritable bowel syndrome and arthritis. And when we looked at this further with the information from YorkTest and the University of York, we found that by identifying some of these food allergens and neoallergens, which are the way food changes when you modify it in processed food, it might be possible to eliminate those foods and get rid of some of these symptoms that people are experiencing and telling us about in the surgery.
How then can you actually work out which foods are causing the problems?
Well, up to now it's been very difficult because the reaction to a culprit food can take several days to cause symptoms. But now we have a blood test which can be taken with a simple pinprick test, which can be analysed using a matching enzyme called an ELISA test, to see whether the food is responsible for these markers of inflammation in the body. And YorkTest have come up with a test which can test for 113 different foodstuffs, common foodstuffs in the diet, and find out if there's anything that might be causing those symptoms in people. So we found that of the 5,000 people who were in the trial, by eliminating those foodstuffs for 45% of them who were reacting to something, we could get an improvement in symptoms in 75% of cases, and that's very significant.
Dr. Hilary, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Now, how much of a difference can this make to people's everyday lives? Well, earlier on I caught up with Nikki, who suffers from some of the symptoms.
I started to develop certain symptoms from my diet. I was constantly tired, I felt very bloated. So my friend recommended that I took a first step test, which informs you a positive and negative result if you're intolerant to any foods. And my result came back that I was positive, so I went on to take a York test, which determines which specific foods or ingredients of foods you are intolerant to. And I am intolerant to wheat, chicken and almonds, and the different foods give me the different symptoms. Almonds tend to give me headaches, chicken I get rather bloated, and wheat I get this rash from my arms for it. And after those were determined, I got 2 free phone calls to a good nutritionist telling me how I can overcome these symptoms, what different foods I can eat for like subsidising normal bread for like soya bread, for instance. And it's made a dramatic difference to everything.
So then things have improved for Nikki, but if you think that a certain food is making you ill, you can get more information at YorkTest.com or just speak to your doctor.